So a significant event for me happened while we were at Keesler Air Force Base. We were asked to participate in Operation Duty Chaplain, and we were sent in to have discussions with airmen that were dealing with these hypothetical situations. And going into this, I was extremely nervous. I was wondering, am I going to know what to say? Am I going to know what to do? Like, this is my first time. I was really nervous. But after we finished the event and got the feedback from not only the cadre but the students, I realized that this is something that I can do, and it was exciting, and I feel very blessed and honored, and I cannot wait to continue to serve our fellow airmen in that capacity.
Probably one of my favorite things with C2I2 was the experience that we had with Father Jacobs at Keesler Air Force Base Hospital. It was just amazing to hear his heart, just knowing that he's a civilian, yet he comes in with a heart of gold, just willing to serve regardless of who he was connecting with. And so just seeing his passion for people, as well as his empathy and his ideals for service, and how that reflected God in the midst of his ministry, that really hit.
One of the most greatest things that I enjoyed about this experience was the diversity amongst races, amongst religions, amongst faiths. There were Catholics here, Protestants, one Muslim was also with us, and just having that exposure, that was an exposure that I have never had the opportunity to have. I come from a background that really is culturally limited, so I've never really been around, never attended a mass, I've never attended a Muslim service. I didn't know what the different faiths and backgrounds actually meant, and through things such as the faith briefings, attending the worship observances, I was able to get a grasp of what each religion somewhat believed in, and how that will add to my wealth of knowledge to
being able to have the mindset of a chaplain. So being a former enlisted person and then transitioning over to becoming an officer and a future chaplain, being able to be in the units has been a huge help for me. When we go visit all the different folks, and be able to walk and talk with them, you really start to feel like this is what a life of a chaplain is like. We really get that a good experience of interacting with people at their workplace, or doing events with food or anything like that. So it's been a lot of fun, but for the most part, just being able to know what it's like to feel to be a chaplain.
As a prior service airman, in particular in cyber, I was the guy that people were typically happy to see, because I come around and fix their computers. And it was about presence and being there and helping people. That translates to what I understand from the Chaplain Candidate Intensive Internship is about the most important lesson I learned was being present in terms of ministry of presence. Being with the airmen and the good, the bad, and throughout the thick of it all. So it's just regularly being there so that that trust can be built. That's what I've learned, and I'm going to take that lesson with me.
What I have felt here is a lot of struggling and a lot of tension within myself, and then I've gotten more of the experience to feel that with my peers, which is a good thing, I think. If we can't struggle with each other as peers, as chaplain wannabes, as somebody called us, chaplain candidates, where else is it okay to struggle?
Your experience with C2I2 has definitely been learning about my mission field. So that was one thing that my endorser spoke with me about before I got here, is definitely diving in with God and with my calling about where my mission field is at. I've always felt like I've had a calling to be a missionary ever since I was really young. I really wanted to, number one, help the military and also be a missionary. So when God kind of was like, you need to look into being a military chaplain, I was like, you know what, I feel like so many things are combining together, and what's the best way to help somebody out or do missions than to go into their culture and learn their language.
So one of the things that I've witnessed on the civilian side is this dynamic shift of where the people are and why people aren't coming to church. And so in the civilian side, with the experience that I've had, many of the people are outside, so the pastor has to leave the church, go outside, go to the campuses, go to the stores, the coffee shops, go out into the world and be with the people where they are. And that's something that I've seen here in the chaplain corps, the dynamic shift of outside chapel ministry, which I really appreciated. All the unit engagement time that we had with every unit at every base we visited.
At one of the unit engagements, I went up and was talking to one of the airmen, and he just opened up to a bunch of struggles in his life, and like he was dealing with PTSD and alcoholism, and it became real. I realized that this is more than just a theory, that this is real stuff that is happening, and it gave me a confidence that I could be there and I could help and I could make a difference.
This program is so vital to training the future chaplains of the Air Force, especially for those of us who are still in the seminary, because what this tour taught me was exactly how far I could push myself, physically, mentally, spiritually, and just being able to know what I can do and how I can better minister to a multitude of diversity, especially in terms of what the Air Force has to offer.
On behalf of the Chaplain Candidates 2017, we would like to thank all those who made this possible for us.